What's up, everybody? Ghosthead83 here again, and I am fucking so unbelievably pissed. This Ghostbusters thing has been, I've hated it from day one. They just released the cast. Oh my god. This thing does not have a prayer in hell. I'm sorry, Ghostbusters is a sacred cow. I'm a diehard fan, so my opinion may not count to the normal audience, but this is ridiculous. Kristen Wiig and Melissa McCarthy are the two leads. Are you fucking kidding me? Melissa McCarthy, why is she funny? How about you people compare her to Chris Farley because they're overweight and they're funny? How can you compare her to Chris Farley? Chris Farley was never in a rated R movie. Yes, he had immature humor. But he could be funny without saying fuck every 2 sentences or every 2 words. She, other than Mike and Molly, can't. And she's not even funny when she does that. I mean, I could not, I hated these two, and it's not that they're women, I don't care, like I've said, women are fine, Emma Stone would have been great, but I hated these two before this was even announced. Before the movie was ever happening, before Pulp Fiction was even involved, I already thought these two were the most unfunny women comedians on the face of this planet. And the two men will be Larry the Cable Guy and the pimp Cat Williams. Yeah, yeah, he's real motherfucking funny. Nigga. All he says is nigger every 2 words. He's hilarious as well. I'm surprised he didn't get a little part in it, playing like Lewis or something. I mean, Christ. And then the other two, I've only seen on Saturday Night Live. They're okay. Of course, they have to have the token black one because it would be it wouldn't be a big copy of the first or the original if they didn't have at least one black in there. I mean that's fine, but they're just stereotypical Paul Feig just doing everything, going the safe route, just like he's doing all women because he can't do anything else. I mean, he can't work with anybody else. I mean, yeah, it's nice to have an ensemble cast and have like a lot of directors have the same kind of actors. John Carpenter does it all. He's done it with a lot of movies. Tarantino has. I mean, Oliver Stone. I mean, there's a lot, but the Feig is just non-existent. You can't put him in the same league with anybody like that. Even though they're obviously drama and he's comedy. Even though comedy, I don't really see his shit is funny at all. But that's just me. I mean, Bridesmaids director. That's all anybody's ever said when they're talking about, oh, he is doing the Ghostbusters. They always say Bridesmaids. There's never anything else to add to that resume. It's Bridesmaids director. Just not enough experience, and this is ridiculous. And somebody on AMC Movies, one of the head guys there said, I don't know why everybody's so upset that it's all women. And it's not that. And he said, well, I don't remember anybody saying back when the first one was made that it was all 4 men and complaining then. What the fuck kind of argument is that? That's not. That just doesn't even make sense. And those are the kind of comments that are going around calling everybody who hates this, and they only hate it because it's women, and that's clearly not the case. I've seen many intelligent comments say why it's not the women aspect of it's who the women are and it's who the director is and it's how ridiculous the story. I mean, I've read the bios of them. I mean, 2 of them are going to be like Men in Black basically, except with ghosts, and then Melissa McCarthy is, oh, go figure, kind of an in the gutter type subway worker or something that is kind of like a really grimy kind of character. Ooh, there's a big stretch. She hasn't done that before. I mean, when has she not played that character? Other than Mike and Molly, I can't really think of another one. And she can't be funny in a PG-13 movie, and she's not funny in a rated R movie anyway. Kristen Wiig is, I've never laughed. at anything she's ever done. The other two, Kate McKinnon or something, is Saturday Night Live. She seems okay. I haven't seen much of her. She doesn't have much of a resume either, but I'll take her over McCarthy and Wig any day. I'll take anybody over those two. Anybody. I mean, I'll take Rosie O'Donnell over those two. I mean, seriously, I'm not even joking. If this has to be made, which it doesn't, obviously, and this is not a fresh idea, and you can say that it's not going to shit on the first two movies and it's the new thing and it doesn't affect, those are still available, you can still watch those, you don't have to go see this, it's not going to affect them. It is going to affect them. It is. I mean, Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull, which I liked, but many hated and still hate it, that you can't deny that has tainted the Indiana Jones name. I mean, it has. I liked it, but it has tainted it from what everybody else has thought of it. I mean, to say that this new iteration is creative and is not going to taint anything of anything from the past history is just, whoever's saying that is just lying to themselves, because it definitely will. It's a matter of how much. I mean, it's definitely going to. I mean, I'm not going to go see it. I plead to everybody out there who says this, they hate this idea, do not go see it. Sony is never going to listen or do anything that makes any sense if people keep going to the movies they say they're going to hate. And people continue to do that. I don't, but I'm pretty sure I'm, from the money that they make, that I'm definitely in the minority. And I may be a diehard fan of Ghostbusters, but I'm a fan of many other things just generally. And if I think it looks stupid, I'm not going to go see it. If I think it looks like it's a cash grab with no creativity input, I'm not going to go see it. I just wish that people would start doing that. I mean, the general audiences are going to go see it anyway. There's really no way of that ever happening. But I really wish that the actual, just the movie-going public would just say, no, I'm done with this Hollywood crap that they're throwing out. I mean, just because it's the only thing that they're making, therefore, well, it's all there is, so I'll go see it, I guess. We have to, I mean, people need to start standing up for just creativeness in film and TV, but film especially. I mean, they're running out of ideas and they're doing very little. I mean, they're doing almost no work, it seems, anymore. Not just because of the reboots, but they're lazy reboots or remakes. I mean, this is lazy as hell. I mean, how many remakes can you say were good? I mean, Dawn of the Dead is probably one of the only ones I could mention in the past 15 to 20 years that I thought was good. The Fright Night one, which, back over there, that's, both of those first two are tied for my second favorite movies of all time, with, of course, Ghostbusters 1 and 2 being first. And I wasn't thrilled with either one of those. Even the Colin Farrell one was pretty lazy. Just Disturbia with vampires. Colin Farrell had nothing to work with. He was way too talented to take a role like that. And the rest of the cast was shit. David Tennant could do so much better too. But anyway, Sony already shitted on that. They shitted on Spider-Man. I mean, they ruined the Sam Raimi ones. It wasn't him. They ruined that because they insisted on adding Venom to the third one while they were shooting. They literally made him add him as they were shooting. That's why he's not there as Venom until the end. It was just going to be Eddie Brock. They fucked that up. And they blame Sam Raimi, which is bullshit because it's not Sam Raimi. And that's why the third one just seems so incomplete, because it is. He didn't have creative control of that one, so it was the worst. And then the Mark Webb ones were just calling it Amazing Spider-Man, but it wasn't. It was Ultimate Spider-Man, and then just a few other things that they just made up on the spot while they were making the movie. Instead, the Sam Raimi ones were Spider-Man, or the Amazing, or Spectacular. Those were the closest to the comics. I mean, and he was an actual fanboy. That Webb said he openly admitted he wasn't even a fan when he directed the first one, the first Amazing Spider-Man. So yeah, that was pretty obvious. Even though the first one was okay, and then the second one they totally screwed up by making him throw in. They did the exact same thing that they did with the third one. They just threw a bunch of villains in, and they're not done very well. And they had a good cast of Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield, and they fucked it up. It's amazing how they can have so much going for them and so much on their table and still manage to fuck it up because they have to keep changing things. You know, as they say, when things are going well, studios have to insist on changes, which is ridiculous. Why are they still this huge, this billion-dollar company? I mean, I know it's not just movies, but why is they should be making no money with movies? That should be just completely gone. I mean, Sony can't. They don't even care about anything. I mean, I just wish that they would just stop making movies or sell the properties to somebody who actually cares about being creative a little, instead of just a cash grab. I really hope that other people stop and just say enough with this shit. We're not going to support this. And actually be enough people where Sony has to at least kind of wake up and say, look, maybe we should care about the people that we're actually selling this shit that we don't even really care about to. And what they do, movies is a very small portion because they just do everything, obviously. But I mean, it's gotten out of control, and they own my two favorite properties, Fright Night and Ghostbusters. So, and then Spider-Man on top of those two. So, and they've just completely fucked everything, and they just continue to do it. And but they don't really pay for their mistakes. They just keep doing it over and over, and we keep rewarding them for it. It's ridiculous. I mean, when is enough enough? I've had enough for a while, but other people don't seem to have enough of their bull. And Sony in particular, by far, they're the worst and most guilty of all this lazy shit that I can't believe people are going to see. Michael Bay's another big one. He just thinks throwing money at something and having a million special effects makes a movie, and it clearly doesn't. Even though Transformers 1 and 2 I thought were good. But nah, Ninja Turtles was okay. It was not up to par even with the original, which still was pathetic. That they really gave more emotion and better performances with a guy in a cinema, well, no, animatronic or whatever they say suit, um, from Jim Henson's company, where they have guys in the suits that just do the performances, except Raphael was he voiced the character and he was in the suit, and then they had stunt doubles, they had obviously puppeteers who did the voices first, and then they have the redub it with the character or voice actors, and they were able to show more emotion and more. I mean, just such a more dramatic performance. I mean, as much as you could be with a Ninja Turtles movie than they did in the Michael Bay one, where they had all this CGI, and they could have made it just so beautiful and just a great story that you actually cared about, and instead it was just action. So it was entertaining, but it had no depth, and they had all this stuff to work with. And the animatronic suits ended up basically beating them in the dramatic department, and that's just pathetic. But Michael Bay, what do you expect? He doesn't care about characters. He cares about special effects and action and booms and bangs, and that's it. And he keeps making millions too by doing the same thing over and over. It's fucking stupid. Uh, just let me know what you think, guys, and try to get Sony and these other idiots to be creative and have some respect for the craft and art of film, because they don't have it anymore. Fans and moviegoers should actually take an interest and care about that. That's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. That's just my opinion. I just thought I'd get it out there. Let me know what you think. See ya.